Hello everybody, this is Josh with Basement Level Magic. We're going to go ahead and try to run off a few wins with this Naya burn deck. See what we can do. Try to get a few game wins in. And we won the die roll. We will always take that with this burn deck. This is a decent hand against a blind opponent, so we'll go ahead and keep it. We'll have a turn 1 Swift Spear, turn 2 Eidolon. I've got a few spells. And I actually may even look to do Lightning Strike, or Lightning Bolt and Rift Bolt on turn 2. Just to give it a hand depending on what we're playing against. Alright, so Blackleaf Cliffs, which makes you think it's probably something like a Grixis. We'll go ahead and suspend our Rift Bolt. We'll attack. He's got a Lightning Bolt for our guy, so that's fine. Oh, and actually it is Jund. I haven't seen a lot of Jund decks rolling around in online lately. But there's our Tarmogoyf. We'll go ahead and we will grab a Stomping Ground. Not a huge need to pay the life right now. We could look to just get rid of his Goyf. The issue is we don't have a lot of ways to get damage in if we use just our burn spells on the Goyf. So I might just let this one go straight to him. It is going to grow his Tarmogoyf a little bit. But let's just get our Eidolon out there. Hopefully we can chump block enough. Long enough that we can draw some spells to eke this one out. But this looks like it's probably gonna be a pretty tough matchup for us right now. We'll let him get in for 4. Usually we've done 4 damage to ourselves by this point in time of the game anyway. And so he'll deal some damage to himself, but he does take care of it. Once again, let's just play that again. You know, if we had gone Goblin Guide and Lightning Bolt, we're not exactly winning there. I think I'm gonna take one more hit from his Goyf. And we'll see what he does. Now, Raging Ravine, this is the one that can turn into a creature. So it's a 3/3 that basically turns into a 4/4 the moment it attacks. So we can't play this style too long, but I think right now our weakest, our Tarkus Command is really good for us though. So let's think about this. Next turn, if we attack in with our Eidolon and our Goblin Guide, we're getting 4 damage in. We're just not, you know, if I could guarantee we had a land coming off the top, I would definitely want to keep that Tarkus Command. I think we almost need to play with that as a possibility. Because if we do end up doing the Tarkus Command and Goblin Guide, we end up dealing 4 damage for creatures, 6 damage, 9 damage, which is just short. So even best case scenario, we end up a little bit short, so let's go ahead and let's get rid of the Atarka's command. That could easily be wrong, and we ended up drawing the land, but we do need to go ahead and get a little bit of damage in. And so I'll go ahead and attack him. He's got another Liliana, which is no biggie for us. And then we'll go ahead and see, hopefully he doesn't do his Lily activation until after attacks. We'll go ahead and block with the Eidolon this time. Because if he goes to attacks first, we'll block, and then we won't do 4 damage to ourselves playing these 2 lightning bolts. He knows that we've got spells in our hand, though, with the fact that we discarded the Atarka's command and played our land drop. And so trying to decide if this playing the lightning bolt is worth the hit from Eidolon. So if we go down to 6, put him to 5, he attacks in with both of these creatures, which will be not enough, but if he has a removal spell for our Eidolon, we end up dying. So if we play both of these, we go down to 3. We end up dying to either of his creatures, so we basically have to discard our lightning bolt, which is really unfortunate here. But our Eidolon actually came back to bite us in the tail there. And he actually didn't have the land, so we could have gone ahead and tried there. But let's go ahead and do this. We're going to need a little bit of help here now. He did have his land drop, so he's going to be able to block our Goblin Guide now. At this point in time, we are just running dead, but we'll go ahead and see if he can hopefully just make a mistake on us. And that'll do it. So we'll go ahead and concede. So I would guess he'll take out his Dark Confidant against a burn matchup. It doesn't really benefit him a great amount to keep it in there. We'll bring the Deflecting Palm in for his Goyf, as well as the Path to Exiles. I don't think any of these are really doing too much for us. We'll go ahead and get rid of the Skull Crack. We'll keep the Searing Blaze just in case. can be decent against his Confidant or Scavenging Ooze, depending on the point of the game. And we'll take out a couple Rift Bolts. This is one of those hands where you, I don't know, you wish that you had that new Scry rule, because even though it's not a mulligan, I think it's one we try to keep. And so I'll go ahead and I'll lead out with the Wooded Foothills, get a Stomping Ground, play our Nacatl, and we're gonna really need to draw land. You know, if not, we're gonna have a tough time here. Oops. My apologies. Hit the wrong button there. Alright, and we did get a land, so that sets us up pretty decent now. We'll be able to have a pretty quick start. We'll pay this. We're gonna get our creatures out there. And we're attacking in for 6. Unfortunately, we've done 6 damage to ourselves already. He does have a Hunt Master out there, but we're hoping that we'll be able to kill him before that guy comes into play. It gets rid of one Nacatl, but we luckily draw another one. Go ahead and do our Lava Spike, though. Deal some damage, trigger Prowess. You know, I would think he may have another kind of removal spell, but we'll see. He does draw a card off of that one. And we'll get the next Nacatl out there. Just keeping the pressure up here. That's fine. Not too nervous about him playing that Ooze. We do have the Path to Exile to go ahead and remove it so we can attack in. All right. So, looking here, I'm not a big fan of the Eidolon on the draw. We don't have enough creatures to not always do it, though. Core Firewalker won't be too bad, but definitely not really what we're looking here, though. Rainy Valley doesn't do anything in the matchup. Destructive Revelry, we haven't seen any targets for it yet. Molten Rain it's a very, very good utility card, but I don't think that it's going to help us a ton here. You know, Searing Blaze is still a questionable card. And actually, as he showed us, I mean, Scavenging Ooze and Tarmogoyf are very difficult to kill with Searing Blaze, so I kind of want to just bring in a little bit more burn. So we'll do the Skull Cracks just to have a couple more ways to finish him off. Alright, so we've got a land, and we're on the draw this time, though, so getting another land, I think, gives us a little bit better chance. You know, we've got 2 draw steps to get that next land. Duress, that's decent. I would think he'll take the path to exile. If he does take the Skullcrack, you would think that he had boarded in some life gain spells, but oh, and maybe he did. Maybe he has, I think some of these decks play Thragtusk out of the sideboard, so. Alright, so 1 draw step, miss on a land. So we do need to hope to hit a land draw next turn. Sacred Foundry is really what we'd be looking to get. And we don't. I do think we go ahead and just attack in, though. He may have the removal spell for it, but he also knows that we have another Nacatl here. And there's our land drop. Just a little bit late, but hopefully not too bad now. We'll go ahead and play another creature. And I'm going to go ahead and, you know, he could easily have another removal spell, but I do want to, you know, burn decks tend to do best in a racing type of situation. So I do want to get the damage in when I can. He's going to get rid of our other Nacatl, but he's also down to 2 cards in hand, and we've actually got some gas here. So we do have a removal spell if he plays a good-sized creature. So whenever this enters battlefield, 2/2 on the battlefield. Alright, so we definitely don't have to worry about him transforming, because we are going to do some spells here. I think we'll go ahead and exile that. He does have a wolf to be able to block us here. He's down to 1 card in hand, so I want to go ahead and attack in. If he blocks, that's okay. He doesn't block. And that's okay with me. I'm going to go ahead and suspend my Rift Bolt. And then we will be able to use our Boros Charm next turn to deal 4 damage. Gonna go ahead and attack in with his Raging Ravine, which I believe will pick up a 1/1 counter as it attacks. But it'll also show that he's got nothing in hand. So I guess he's looking to race here, which is a tad surprising to me. Go ahead and pick up another Sacred Foundry. And we should have it one now. I'm really surprised that he attacked with both creatures there. And that'll absolutely do it. Oh, we got a white. And we'll just show him the lightning bolt. No need to add drama to it. Alright, and that's how it's done. We just beat Modern Jund with our Naya burn deck. If you enjoy this, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. This is Josh from Basement Level Magic, and we'll keep going through here.